Hi, and welcome to the Exploring the Seafloor of Disko Bay presentation. In this slide, you can see the bathymetry map of Disko Bay showing water depth measurements. So the red color indicates the shallow water, for example, 50 meter, and the blue color indicates deep water, for example, 1000 meters. Now the deep water channel exits Disko Bay towards the shelf break. You can see moving to the west. This is the former path of the Jakobshavn Glacier that is now presently observed in the Ilulissat ice fjord. Now, this image of the seafloor terrain in Disko Bay, the structure of it, is a result of the past activity of the Greenland ice sheet. Now, this funny graphic shows the growing and melting of the ice, Greenland ice sheet, over time. So you can get an idea that this massive ice block carves the bottom like a snowplow when it's extending and retreating. In our research group, we have combined a number of high-resolution datasets in the area, you can see them outlined in the map, to analyze a lot of detail about the seafloor environment. For example, the multibeam image here to the top right, that is showing the water depth and the terrain, the underwater landforms. Then below you can see the camera images showing rocky and muddy bottom types, and also a sediment sample of the sand and gravel at the bottom. Now, as a result of our effort, we made a habitat map which tells us information about the sediment types in the area, the different water depths, and the underwater landforms that are distributed at the bottom of the ocean. In this map, you can see that the dark green color represents deep muddy channels, which are called troughs, whereas the light green color outlines the vast flat areas covered by mud. Red color shows areas covered by sand and gravel and also flat, whereas the purple color here by the Dog Islands in the southwest is a shallow rocky bank with stones and boulders on top. In this presentation, we chose to focus on the three research areas, and the number one is the geological border, which you can see in the southern region marked with a dashed line. And that border separates the Precambrian gneiss, which are the oldest rocks on the planet, from the Cretaceous sandstone. So the Cretaceous sandstone dominated during the times of the dinosaurs. Now, the outline area with these little crosses in the middle is a pockmark field with gas seeps. And this is a digital terrain model of that pockmark field I just mentioned. The pockmarks are defined as small depressions typically occurring in clusters which are associated with the gas activity in the area. And here is a short video of the gas seeping from the muddy floor with the special sound effects. Now try and look to your right. You will see the gas plume at the end. There it was. Now this is another image of these pockmarks, but this one is projected in a 3D point cloud, where you can see actually that the largest one, if you look at the scale, it's 60 meters deep into the ground and possibly associated with hydrocarbon. So another research focus area in Disko Bay is called the extreme habitat, and it's also located in the vicinity of the geological border. Now that extreme habitat is marked with a star. Now this is what I mean by the extreme habitat. It's characterized by a rocky cliff below the sea level. So it's kind of like a vertical wall covered by a variety of animals, such as these orange zoanthids and the white sponges you can see at the picture below. But there's also a lot of floating animals and microorganisms in this area, such as krill or shrimp larvae. So we can call them a biodiversity hotspot. Now the model above, the 3D model, indicates the location of the picture, and the dashed line is the predicted extent of this habitat, which is kind of on top of the tectonic fault. And here is another example of the beautiful extreme habitat full of sea anemones. And the third, last focus area is the shrimp habitat, which has a commercial value for Greenland. So the light blue color in the map shows the model of shrimp distribution based on 3 variables. So their preference to water depth, their preference to sediment type, and the underwater landforms. So the water depth preference will be between 200 and 400 meters water depth, and the sediment type will be mud, and the landform will be the flat area. So, and then the orange-purple color on top shows the commercial shrimp catch, which matches our model more or less, but there are still some areas to explore. And here is a short video of a huge shrimp population in one of the modeled areas that we mapped. The shrimp army in Disko Bay. Thank you very much for watching.